In the world of running, the gray zone refers to a specific training intensity level that many runners find themselves in. It's often associated with zone 3 heart rate, representing 70 to 80% of your maximum heart rate. This zone is a common area where runners push themselves but not to their maximum capacity. This zone sits between easy conversational runs, zone 2, and high-intensity efforts, zones 4 and 5. It's a middle ground that can be tricky to navigate. Running in the gray zone presents a unique challenge. It requires a balance of effort and endurance. It's demanding enough to elicit a sweat and elevate breathing, pushing your body to adapt. You'll find yourself able to speak in short sentences but not hold a full conversation. This is a clear indicator that you're in the gray zone. This intensity level primarily burns glycogen, a readily available but limited energy source, making it more fatiguing than zone 2 running. It's important to manage your energy reserves. Understanding the gray zone is crucial for runners of all levels. It helps in planning effective training sessions. It's an intensity level that can be both beneficial and detrimental, depending on how it's incorporated into your training. Overdoing it can lead to burnout. Finding the right balance is key to optimizing performance and avoiding overtraining. Listen to your body and adjust your training accordingly. Zone 2 running, often referred to as easy running, forms the bedrock of a successful training plan. It's a pace that feels comfortable and sustainable, allowing you to run for longer periods without feeling overly fatigued. This intensity level, corresponding to 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, might feel almost effortless. Yet, it plays a crucial role in your overall fitness. Breathing remains comfortable, and you can easily hold a conversation. This makes it an ideal pace for social runs or long-distance training. The magic of Zone 2 lies in its ability to build your aerobic base. This foundational fitness is essential for all types of runners. This means enhancing your body's capacity to utilize oxygen for energy. Over time, this leads to more efficient energy use. Consistent Zone 2 training leads to several adaptations, including increased mitochondrial density, the powerhouses of your cells, which helps in better energy production, improved capillary growth, delivering oxygen to muscles, and enhanced fat-burning capabilities are other benefits. For runners, a strong aerobic base translates to improved endurance, faster recovery, and the ability to handle more intense workouts, and a reduced risk of injury. This is because your body becomes more resilient and better adapted to the stresses of running. It's the foundation upon which you can build speed, power, and race-specific fitness. Without a solid aerobic base, these higher-intensity efforts can lead to burnout or injury. Therefore, the majority of your training miles should be dedicated to Zone 2 efforts. This ensures a balanced and sustainable approach to running. While Zone 2 lays the aerobic foundation, Zones 4 and 5 are where you push your limits and develop speed and power. Zone 4, representing 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate, is characterized by a significantly elevated heart rate and rapid breathing. Conversations are impossible, and you'll feel your muscles working hard. This zone primarily utilizes anaerobic metabolism, meaning your body is producing energy without sufficient oxygen. Zone 4 training is crucial for improving speed, power, and lactate threshold, the point at which your body struggles to clear lactate buildup. Zone 5, the most intense zone, is reserved for short bursts of maximum effort. It's highly demanding and should be incorporated sparingly. Training in this zone helps improve your VO2 max, a measure of your body's maximum oxygen uptake capacity. The gray zone, while holding benefits, presents a potential pitfall: overtraining. Spending too much time in this moderately intense zone can lead to a cascade of negative consequences. Firstly, excessive gray zone running can detract from crucial Zone 2 training. Remember, building a solid aerobic base is paramount for long-term success. Secondly, the demanding nature of gray zone efforts can lead to increased fatigue, potentially impacting your ability to recover adequately between workouts. Moreover, consistently pushing your body in the gray zone without sufficient recovery can increase your risk of injury. Overuse injuries, often stemming from repetitive stress, are common among runners who neglect proper rest and recovery. Despite the potential downsides, it's crucial to recognize that gray zone running isn't inherently bad. In fact, it plays a vital role in preparing for specific race distances, particularly half and full marathons. These races are often run predominantly in Zone 3, the gray zone. Therefore, incorporating gray zone runs into your training plan can lead to specific physiological adaptations that benefit your race performance. These adaptations include improved lactate threshold, enhanced glycogen storage and utilization, and increased mental toughness for sustained efforts. Furthermore, some runners find gray zone runs more engaging and enjoyable than strictly zone 2 efforts. The increased intensity can provide a welcome challenge and break the monotony of easy runs. The concept of polarized training, advocating for training primarily in Zone 2 and Zone 4, has gained significant traction in recent years. While this approach can be effective for some runners, it's essential to understand its limitations and nuances. Firstly, polarized training might not be suitable for all runners, especially those training for longer distances like half and full marathons. These races necessitate a certain level of gray zone fitness, which polarized training might not adequately address. Secondly, recent studies have challenged the purported superiority of polarized training, suggesting that other approaches, such as incorporating a moderate amount of gray zone running, can be equally effective. The key takeaway is that training should be individualized based on your specific goals, experience level, and preferences. The ideal amount of gray zone running you incorporate into your training plan depends on several factors, including your experience level, training volume, and race goals. It's important to understand that gray zone running refers to those paces that are neither easy nor extremely hard, but somewhere in between. As a general guideline, if you're not specifically training for a race, about 20% of your running volume outside of easy runs can be distributed across zones 3, 4, and 5. This helps in building a balanced fitness level without overstraining your body. For those targeting half or full marathons, incorporating more gray zone work becomes crucial, especially in the weeks leading up to the race. This ensures that your body is well prepared for the demands of the race day. This might involve tempo runs, where you maintain a comfortably hard pace for an extended period, which helps in improving your lactate threshold and overall endurance. Or, marathon-paced miles within your long runs. These sessions are designed to mimic race conditions and help you get accustomed to the pace you plan to maintain during the marathon. Beginners, however, should approach the gray zone with caution. Their primary focus should be on building a solid aerobic base and gradually increasing their mileage. As their bodies adapt to the demands of running, they might naturally spend more time in Zone 3. This is a normal part of the adaptation process. This is generally acceptable as long as they prioritize listening to their bodies and avoid consistently pushing too hard. Overtraining can lead to injuries and burnout. Gradual progression and prioritizing recovery are key for beginners. Ensuring adequate rest and recovery will help in long-term success and enjoyment of the sport.